Rumors surrounding a possible wedding between global pop superstar Taylor Swift and NFL icon Travis Kelce have become one of the most talked about stories in international entertainment news. Reports suggesting that the couple may be planning to get married next year have rapidly gained traction, driving a surge in online searches for phrases such as Taylor Swift wedding, Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce marriage, and Taylor Swift getting married 2026. The speculation began after several U.S. entertainment outlets cited unnamed sources described as being close to the couple. According to these reports, Swift and Kelce are said to be in a very serious phase of their relationship, with conversations about the future becoming increasingly prominent. Although no official confirmation has been made, the consistency of these reports has fueled widespread public interest. Taylor Swift, a multi-Grammy Award-winning artist and one of the most influential figures in global pop culture, has long been known for keeping her private life carefully guarded. Despite living under constant public scrutiny, she rarely allows personal milestones to be openly discussed. Travis Kelce, meanwhile, is one of the most recognizable names in professional American football, celebrated not only for his athletic achievements but also for his growing presence in mainstream media. Their relationship, bridging the worlds of music and sports, has attracted attention since it first became public. Since confirming their romance, both Swift and Kelce have appeared increasingly comfortable showing support for one another in public settings. Swift has been spotted attending multiple NFL games, while Kelce has spoken positively about Swift in interviews, emphasizing mutual respect and admiration. Industry observers note that their public interactions suggest a level of stability and commitment that goes beyond a short-term relationship. Speculation intensified after fans noticed Swift wearing the same piece of jewelry during several high-profile appearances. While there is no evidence linking the accessory to an engagement or wedding plans, longtime fans argue that Swift is known for being intentional with symbolism in her public image. At the same time, Kelce recently drew attention after responding evasively to questions about his long-term plans during a brief interview, offering a smile but no clear answers. The moment quickly went viral, further amplifying the rumors. Despite the growing buzz, representatives for both Swift and Kelce have declined to comment, and neither party has addressed the marriage rumors directly. In the entertainment industry, such silence often leaves room for interpretation, allowing speculation to continue unchecked. Media analysts point out that the absence of denial can be just as powerful as an official statement in shaping public perception. Cultural commentators suggest that if the reports are accurate, a wedding between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce would be one of the most significant celebrity events in recent years. The impact would likely extend beyond entertainment headlines, influencing brand partnerships, media coverage, and broader pop culture trends. Swift's career has consistently been associated with defining moments, and many believe a marriage announcement would become another landmark chapter in her public narrative. At the same time, experts urge caution. Without verified statements or concrete evidence, the story remains a rumor driven by patterns, interpretations, and anonymous sources. The situation highlights how modern celebrity relationships can dominate global conversation even in the absence of confirmed facts, reflecting the intense public fascination with high-profile figures. As the focus shifts toward the coming year, the phrase "next year" has become central to the narrative. Fans and media alike are watching closely for any official announcement that could either confirm or dispel the speculation. Until then, the possibility of a Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding remains one of the most closely followed stories in entertainment news. Regardless of the outcome, the relationship between Swift and Kelce has already demonstrated its ability to capture worldwide attention. Whether the rumors prove true or not, their story stands as a powerful example of how two globally recognized figures can command the public spotlight through presence, subtle signals, and silence alone. The discussion has continued to evolve as additional details, interpretations, and expert commentary emerge, further intensifying public curiosity. Media outlets note that timing has become a central element in the speculation. Taylor Swift is approaching the later stages of a record-breaking phase of her career, having completed one of the most commercially successful global tours in music history. Industry insiders suggest that this period represents a natural pause point, where long-term personal decisions often come into focus for artists of her stature. Travis Kelce, meanwhile, is also at a pivotal moment. As a veteran NFL player with multiple championships and an expanding media presence, his career trajectory has begun to extend beyond the football field. Analysts point out that Kelce has increasingly positioned himself for post-sports opportunities, including broadcasting, endorsements, and entertainment ventures. Observers believe this alignment in life stages between Swift and Kelce has contributed significantly to the belief that their relationship is built with long-term intent. Public reaction to the rumor has been swift and divided. Fans across social media platforms have expressed excitement, framing the potential wedding as a cultural milestone. Hashtags related to Swift and Kelce's future have trended repeatedly, with users dissecting past interviews, lyrics, and public appearances for hidden clues. Others, however, have urged restraint, emphasizing the importance of respecting privacy and avoiding premature conclusions based on speculation. Entertainment journalists have also examined Swift's recent creative output, noting subtle thematic shifts. While her work has always explored love, vulnerability, and personal growth, some critics argue that her more recent public demeanor reflects stability rather than emotional turbulence. This observation has been cited as indirect evidence that her personal life may be entering a more settled chapter, though such interpretations remain subjective. Another factor fueling the narrative is the reaction from brands and media partners closely associated with both figures. Marketing analysts report increased engagement whenever Swift and Kelce are mentioned together, highlighting the immense commercial attention surrounding their relationship. This phenomenon has reinforced the perception that any major life announcement involving the pair would resonate far beyond traditional entertainment audiences. Despite the mounting analysis, no concrete information has surfaced regarding engagement timelines, wedding locations, or formal plans. Sources quoted by media outlets consistently stress that any discussions about marriage are private and exploratory rather than finalized. This ambiguity has only deepened public intrigue, as audiences attempt to read between the lines of carefully worded reports. Some commentators have drawn comparisons to past high-profile celebrity relationships, noting that public fascination often peaks in the absence of clarity. In this case, Swift's history of controlling her narrative contrasts sharply with the current wave of speculation, creating a tension that keeps the story alive. Kelce's relatively relaxed public persona adds another layer, as his casual responses are often interpreted as strategic silence rather than dismissal. As the narrative continues, attention has also turned to the broader cultural impact. Sociologists and pop culture analysts suggest that the pairing of a global music icon and a sports superstar represents a convergence of two massive fan ecosystems. A potential marriage would symbolize more than a personal union. It would mark a crossover moment in modern celebrity culture, blending audiences, industries, and influence on an unprecedented scale. Still, the central question remains unanswered. Without an official statement, the rumor exists in a space between possibility and projection. Media organizations have been careful to frame their coverage with conditional language, acknowledging both the public interest and the lack of verified confirmation. This cautious approach reflects growing awareness of the consequences of unchecked speculation in the digital age. As the calendar moves closer to the coming year, anticipation continues to build. Observers note that even the smallest public appearance or offhand comment could shift the narrative dramatically. Until that moment arrives, the story of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce remains defined by momentum rather than resolution. What is clear is that the rumor itself has already achieved significant impact. It has dominated headlines, driven online engagement, and sparked global conversation. Whether it ultimately leads to a confirmed wedding announcement or fades as speculation, the story underscores the extraordinary level of attention surrounding both individuals. For now, audiences remain watchful. Every interview, appearance, and public gesture is scrutinized for meaning. The possibility of a wedding next year remains unconfirmed, yet firmly embedded in the public imagination. In the world of celebrity news, that combination of uncertainty and anticipation is often enough to keep a story alive, sometimes until the truth finally emerges. As coverage continues, several major entertainment publications have begun framing the story not merely as celebrity gossip, but as a reflection of a larger shift in how high-profile relationships are perceived by the public. Analysts note that the interest surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is not driven solely by fame, but by the contrast and compatibility between their public personas. Swift represents artistic longevity, narrative control, and emotional storytelling, while Kelce embodies athletic dominance, charisma, and mainstream accessibility. This contrast has helped sustain global attention far beyond the typical news cycle. Industry observers also highlight the role of timing in amplifying the rumor. Swift has reached a rare level of career stability, with her catalog ownership reclaimed and her global influence arguably at its peak. For many fans, this moment feels symbolic, a point at which personal milestones could naturally follow professional triumphs. Kelce, similarly, has spoken openly in past interviews about valuing family, legacy, and life beyond football, remarks that are now being re-examined in light of the current speculation. The entertainment media landscape has responded accordingly. Coverage has expanded from tabloid headlines to long-form opinion pieces and expert commentary. Relationship specialists quoted in lifestyle publications emphasize that the couple's public behavior, measured, consistent, and mutually supportive, aligns more closely with long-term partnerships than with high-profile but fleeting celebrity romances. While these observations stop short of confirming any marriage plans, they add weight to the narrative that the relationship is grounded and intentional. Social media dynamics have further intensified the story. Fan communities dedicated to Swift have mobilized rapidly, archiving timelines, screenshots, and public sightings. At the same time, NFL audiences have increasingly engaged with entertainment news, reflecting a crossover rarely seen at this scale. Digital analysts report that articles mentioning both Swift and Kelce consistently outperform other celebrity news in engagement metrics, reinforcing the idea that public interest remains exceptionally high. Despite the constant analysis, Swift and Kelce have maintained a careful distance from the speculation. Their public appearances together have remained limited and controlled, with no overt gestures that would confirm engagement or wedding plans. This restraint has been interpreted in different ways. Some view it as a deliberate effort to protect privacy, while others see it as a strategic decision to avoid overshadowing professional commitments. Media ethicists have weighed in as well, noting the fine line between public curiosity and personal boundaries. They argue that the current coverage reflects a broader cultural tension. Audiences demand transparency from public figures, yet increasingly acknowledge the importance of consent and privacy. The Swift-Kelce rumor sits precisely at that intersection, making it a case study in modern celebrity journalism. As speculation persists, comparisons to previous high-profile relationships involving Swift have become inevitable. Commentators point out that past romances often unfolded under intense scrutiny, sometimes influencing public perception of her work. In contrast, the current relationship appears insulated from controversy, marked instead by mutual respect and a lack of public drama. This difference has led some to suggest that, regardless of marital plans, the relationship itself represents a new chapter in how Swift navigates fame and intimacy. Meanwhile, Kelce's role in the story continues to evolve. Once known primarily within sports circles, he has now become a fixture in global entertainment discourse. Branding experts suggest that this expanded visibility could have long-term implications for his career, independent of any relationship developments. His calm, measured responses to media questions have been widely praised as professional and composed, further reinforcing the image of stability surrounding the couple. As the months progress, attention is expected to intensify rather than fade. Key moments, award ceremonies, major sporting events, and potential new music releases are all viewed as possible settings where the narrative could shift. Each public appearance carries the potential to either escalate or quiet the speculation, depending on the smallest detail. For now, the story remains unresolved. No dates, venues, or official statements have surfaced to confirm plans of a wedding next year. Yet the rumor continues to occupy a dominant space in global entertainment coverage, sustained by a combination of public fascination, cultural symbolism, and strategic silence. In the absence of confirmation, the narrative has taken on a life of its own. It reflects not only interest in two prominent individuals, but also a broader desire for stories that suggest permanence and connection in an era often defined by fleeting attention. Whether the rumored marriage becomes reality or not, the discussion surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has already left a significant imprint on the media landscape. Until clarity emerges, audiences remain engaged, analysts remain cautious, and headlines remain speculative. The coming year looms large in the public imagination, carrying with it the possibility of a defining moment in contemporary celebrity culture. And until that moment arrives, the story continues, driven by anticipation, interpretation, and the enduring power of unanswered questions. As anticipation grows, the narrative has expanded beyond entertainment pages and into broader cultural discussion. Commentators increasingly frame the rumor as a reflection of how modern audiences relate to celebrity figures. Taylor Swift, in particular, has spent years reshaping her public image, from a young pop star under intense scrutiny to a powerful industry figure with creative and personal autonomy. Any major life decision associated with her now carries symbolic weight, which partly explains why the possibility of marriage has resonated so strongly with the public. Several media analysts point out that Swift's recent public strategy has emphasized balance rather than constant exposure. Her selective appearances, controlled interviews, and deliberate silence on personal matters have created an environment where even minimal information generates outsized attention. In this context, the rumor of a wedding next year functions less as a concrete claim and more as a focal point for collective curiosity. The lack of clarity has become the story itself. Travis Kelce's position within this narrative has also attracted increasing scrutiny. Known for his leadership on the field and confident demeanor off it, Kelce has been described by commentators as a stabilizing presence. His previous remarks about family values and long-term goals, though made well before the current relationship, are now frequently cited as contextual evidence by media outlets. While none of these statements directly reference Swift or marriage, their reemergence illustrates how past words can take on new meaning under public reinterpretation. International coverage has further amplified the story. Media organizations across Europe, Asia, and Latin America have echoed the reports, often highlighting the global scale of Swift's influence. In many regions, the rumored relationship has been framed as a convergence of American cultural power, combining the reach of the music industry with the visibility of professional sports. This framing has helped sustain international interest even in the absence of new developments. From a business perspective, marketing and branding experts continue to monitor the situation closely. Data from digital media firms indicates that content related to Swift and Kelce consistently drives higher engagement than most celebrity news topics. This sustained attention has led to speculation about how a confirmed engagement or wedding announcement could impact endorsement deals, media partnerships, and public appearances. While no such outcomes have been confirmed, the commercial implications are widely acknowledged. At the same time, journalists have noted a subtle shift in tone within coverage. Early reports leaned heavily on excitement and speculation, while more recent articles have adopted a measured, analytical approach. This change reflects growing awareness of audience fatigue with unverified claims, as well as a broader trend toward responsible reporting in entertainment journalism. Still, the story remains highly visible, suggesting that public interest has not diminished. Observers also emphasize the emotional investment of fans. For many, Swift's music has served as a soundtrack to personal experiences, creating a sense of connection that extends beyond traditional celebrity admiration. The idea of her entering a new life chapter resonates deeply with this audience, fueling discussion that is often framed in hopeful rather than sensational terms. This emotional dimension distinguishes the rumor from typical celebrity wedding speculation. Despite the extensive analysis, key questions remain unanswered. No credible reports have provided details regarding engagement status, ceremony plans, or timelines. Sources cited by media outlets continue to stress discretion, repeatedly noting that any discussions about marriage would remain private until the couple chooses otherwise. This consistent messaging has done little to quell speculation, but it has reinforced the understanding that confirmation, if it comes, will be deliberate and controlled. Looking ahead, industry insiders suggest that the coming months could prove decisive. Swift's professional schedule and Kelce's athletic commitments both present natural milestones where public attention will be heightened. Award shows, major sporting events, and potential new releases are all viewed as moments that could either intensify or redirect the narrative. Until then, the story is expected to persist in its current form, prominent, speculative, and unresolved. Ultimately, The rumor of a Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding next year occupies a unique space in contemporary media. It is driven not by verified facts, but by patterns, timing, and the powerful cultural positions both figures occupy. The absence of confirmation has not weakened the story. Instead, it has sustained it, allowing interpretation to flourish as the public continues to watch closely. The situation serves as a reminder of how modern celebrity narratives are constructed. Silence becomes meaningful, restraint becomes signal, and possibility becomes headline. Whether the rumored marriage materializes or not, the ongoing discussion has already highlighted the enduring fascination with stories that suggest commitment, stability, and transformation at the highest levels of fame. For now, the question remains open. The year ahead looms as a point of collective anticipation, carrying with it expectations shaped as much by hope as by evidence. Until clarity emerges, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce remain at the center of one of the most closely followed stories in global entertainment news, defined not by what has been said, but by what has yet to be confirmed. As the story continues to circulate, some media outlets have begun examining the broader historical context of celebrity relationships that transcend industry boundaries. Relationships between music superstars and elite athletes have always attracted attention, but few have generated interest at the scale seen with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Commentators suggest this is due to the rare combination of longevity, credibility, and cultural relevance that both figures possess simultaneously. Neither is at the beginning of their career, nor are they fading from relevance, a factor that significantly shapes public perception. Entertainment historians note that Swift's career has been defined by eras, distinct chapters marked by reinvention, reflection, and growth. The current phase of her public life is widely seen as one of consolidation rather than expansion. With fewer public interviews and a more controlled media presence, every personal development is magnified. In this context, the rumor of a wedding next year has been interpreted by some observers as the potential beginning of a new personal era, rather than a departure from her established narrative. Kelce's evolving public image has added another dimension to the discussion. Once viewed primarily through the lens of competitive sports, he is now increasingly recognized as a cross-industry personality. His appearances in mainstream media, advertising campaigns, and entertainment projects have positioned him as more than an athlete. Analysts argue that this broadened identity has made the relationship more legible to non-sports audiences, further fueling global interest. The role of traditional media versus digital platforms has also become a topic of discussion. While established news organizations have taken a cautious approach, social media continues to operate at a faster, more speculative pace. Viral clips, fan theories, and algorithm-driven content have kept the rumor alive between official reporting cycles. Media scholars suggest that this dynamic reflects a shift in how celebrity narratives are sustained, with audience participation now playing a central role. Despite the constant flow of commentary, the core facts remain unchanged. There has been no official acknowledgement of engagement or marriage plans. Insiders quoted anonymously emphasize that any decisions regarding the future are being handled privately, away from the pressures of public expectation. This consistent emphasis on privacy has not deterred speculation, but it has shaped its tone, pushing coverage toward interpretation rather than assertion. Some journalists have raised questions about the sustainability of such intense attention. They point out that prolonged speculation can lead to diminishing returns if no new information emerges. However, current engagement data suggests that interest has not yet reached saturation. On the contrary, the story continues to attract new audiences, particularly internationally, where Swift's influence remains exceptionally strong. Cultural critics have also explored why this particular rumor resonates so deeply. They argue that it reflects a collective appetite for narratives centered on commitment and continuity, especially in an era often characterized by short-lived relationships and rapid change. The idea of two highly successful individuals potentially choosing long-term partnership offers a counter-narrative that many find compelling. At the same time, there is recognition that public expectation can create unintended pressure. Some commentators caution against projecting hopes or assumptions onto figures who have not publicly shared their intentions. They emphasize that speculation, while engaging, should not overshadow the reality that personal decisions remain personal, regardless of public stature. As the calendar advances, subtle shifts in coverage may become more noticeable. Journalists are likely to focus on verifiable developments, such as professional milestones or confirmed appearances, rather than repeating unsubstantiated claims. Still, even neutral reporting is likely to be framed within the existing context, demonstrating how deeply the rumor has embedded itself in the media narrative. In the absence of clarity, the story has become less about predicting an outcome and more about observing a phenomenon. It illustrates how modern celebrity culture operates at the intersection of fame, interpretation, and audience participation. The rumored wedding functions as a focal point around which broader discussions about privacy, influence, and cultural meaning continue to revolve. For now, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce remain silent on the matter, allowing speculation to persist without resolution. Their restraint has effectively prolonged the life of the story, keeping it relevant without direct engagement. Whether intentional or simply a reflection of personal boundaries, this approach has proven effective in maintaining public interest as next year approaches. Anticipation remains high. The possibility of confirmation, denial, or continued silence all carry their own implications. Each scenario would shape the narrative differently, yet all are rooted in the same foundation of curiosity that has driven the story from the beginning. Until a definitive statement emerges, the rumor of a Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding will continue to occupy a prominent place in entertainment discourse. It stands as a reminder that in the modern media environment, absence of information can be as powerful as revelation. The story endures not because of what is known, but because of what remains uncertain, and that uncertainty continues to captivate audiences around the world. As the conversation shows no signs of slowing, media analysts have begun to examine how the sustained attention surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce reflects a shift in audience behavior. Unlike past celebrity rumors that peaked quickly and faded, this narrative has maintained momentum over an extended period. Experts attribute this longevity to the absence of contradiction, the credibility of the sources cited, and the consistent public visibility of both figures without overt confirmation or denial. Several entertainment editors have noted that the story has evolved into a long-form media arc rather than a single headline moment. Instead of breaking news followed by resolution, coverage has unfolded gradually, allowing speculation, interpretation, and commentary to layer over time. This structure mirrors serialized storytelling, keeping audiences engaged through anticipation rather than revelation. In this sense, the rumored wedding has become an ongoing storyline within global entertainment news. Attention has also turned to how Swift's fan base, often described as one of the most organized and analytically engaged in pop culture, has influenced the narrative. Fan-driven discussions frequently trend across platforms, dissecting public appearances, lyrical themes, and historical patterns in Swift's career. While these conversations remain speculative, they have contributed significantly to keeping the topic visible and relevant, often shaping how media outlets frame their reporting. From an industry standpoint, public relations specialists have highlighted the precision with which Swift has historically managed major announcements. Past career milestones have demonstrated a preference for intentional timing and direct communication. This track record has led many observers to believe that if a major personal announcement were to occur, it would be delivered on her terms, without leaks or intermediaries. This belief further reinforces the idea that silence does not indicate uncertainty, but control. Kelce's handling of the attention has also been widely discussed. Sports media commentators point out that he has continued to prioritize performance and professionalism, rarely allowing personal speculation to interfere with his public role as an athlete. His consistency on the field and composed demeanor often have strengthened perceptions of reliability and maturity, qualities often cited in discussions about long-term partnerships. International reaction remains a defining element of the story. Coverage in non-English-speaking markets has framed the rumor as a global entertainment event rather than a localized celebrity issue. This perspective underscores Swift's extraordinary reach and the way her personal life is perceived as culturally significant across borders. In many regions, the potential wedding has been discussed alongside broader conversations about Western pop culture influence and celebrity symbolism. Meanwhile, journalists continue to emphasize the provisional nature of the reports. Reputable outlets consistently use cautious language, reminding audiences that no official statements have been made. This restraint has helped maintain credibility while still acknowledging public interest. It also reflects a growing awareness within media organizations of the need to balance engagement with responsibility. Some commentators have suggested that the prolonged speculation could eventually prompt a response, whether through confirmation or clarification. Others argue that continued silence may remain the preferred approach, allowing the couple to avoid external pressure while focusing on personal priorities. Both scenarios remain plausible, adding to the uncertainty that defines the current phase of the story. Cultural analysts have also explored how the narrative intersects with broader themes of adulthood and stability in celebrity culture. Swift's public journey has often been associated with growth and self-definition, and the idea of marriage aligns with traditional markers of personal progression. Whether or not these assumptions are accurate, they have influenced how audiences emotionally interpret the rumored as the media landscape continues to evolve. The story serves as a case study in sustained attention economics. Headlines no longer rely solely on new information. Instead, they thrive on interpretation, context, and the collective imagination of audiences. The rumored wedding exemplifies this shift, demonstrating how possibility alone can generate ongoing engagement. Looking forward, the coming months are expected to bring renewed scrutiny. Any notable change in public behavior, scheduling, or communication style will likely be analyzed for meaning. Yet it is equally possible that no decisive moment will occur, allowing the story to remain open-ended well into the future. For now, the rumor persists as one of the most enduring topics in contemporary entertainment reporting. It exists in a space defined by curiosity rather than certainty, anticipation rather than confirmation. This dynamic has allowed the narrative to grow organically, shaped by audience interest as much as by media coverage. Ultimately, the discussion surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce highlights the power of modern celebrity storytelling. It shows how two individuals, without making any public declarations, can dominate global conversation through presence, timing, and restraint. Whether the rumored wedding next year becomes reality or not, the ongoing coverage has already demonstrated the depth of public fascination. Until an official statement emerges, the story remains unfinished. Audiences continue to watch, media continues to analyze, and